I'm Anne-Marie from Brambleberry, and I am here with a really great facial cleansing oil. It's a solid balm that is based on a very popular cosmetic brand. Think large cosmetic brand, starts with a C, has a Q, U, and an E in it. I'll let you figure out the rest. This is based on their formulation, and I hope you love it. We have taken the best of Ayurvedic skincare and married it with Western culture skin cleansing balm to make you a great antioxidant rich, good for pigmentation, good for dry skin, cleansing balm that you can make in as little as 15 minutes. Before we get started, let me tell you about all the ingredients in this balm. First, we have avocado oil. Avocado oil is a wonderful lightweight oil that helps to moisturize and provide a wonderful barrier for your skin, so it's a good conditioning agent. In the cleansing balm, it helps to provide slip and also helps to provide a little bit of an oil slick, so any of those dirt molecules can actually float to the surface of that oil slick and then be rinsed away cleanly down the drain. Next, we have carrot extract. Carrot extract is a well-known extract for mature skin or for hyperpigmentation and redness. Polysorbate 80. If you just try and mix water with, say, straight oil, you end up with something that is, well, an oily, watery kind of mess. It's not silky, it's not smooth, it doesn't rinse cleanly down your drain, but the Polysorbate 80 is a binding agent that helps to make the water that you are rinsing with and the solid cleansing balm rinse cleanly away, leaving your skin feeling moisturized, soft, and yes, cleansed, and not leaving your sink an oily mess. Optiphen. This is our preservative. Now, usually you wouldn't necessarily need a preservative when you're using a 100% oil-based product. We're using it here because what are we doing when we are cleansing? We are putting our wet hands into this solid balm each and every time. And in order for microbes to grow or bacteria, it needs water, which you are literally introducing every time you use the balm. So that's why we have Optiphen in here for your preservative system. Next, we're using a natural fragrance oil. So what's a natural fragrance oil versus a fragrance oil? Well, essential oils are 100% derived from herbs or bark, and they are actually like steam distilled out to get the oils. These are portions of essential oils that have been actually removed in a chemical process to create really wonderful smelling products. We are using citrus and sage today, which is a wonderfully herbaceous fragrance that goes beautifully with this color. Finally, this is our emulsifying wax. This helps to make sure that the water that you are cleansing with actually mixes with the cleansing balm to create something that is a cleanser. And then the star of the show, our turmeric powder. Turmeric powder has been used primarily in Asia and India for centuries and centuries because it is known to be fantastic for skin. It helps with redness, it helps with acne-prone skin, it helps with hyperpigmentation. You are going to love it in your products. And just one note about this, you might be looking at this and going, well, that is a very yellow look. Is this gonna stain my skin? It will not stain your skin. If you are washing with like a white washcloth, you might notice it leaves a little bit of yellow on a white washcloth, so keep that in mind, but no, it won't stain your skin at all. So let's get started. To get that turmeric goodness, we are going to infuse the turmeric in our avocado oil, and we're using 5.2 ounces of avocado oil in this recipe, and we're going to do 0.2 ounces of the turmeric powder. Heat it up to 140 degrees, let it sit for 3 to 5 hours or longer if you'd like a stronger infusion. Now, if you don't have a heat sealable tea bag, could you use like a coffee filter? You could. The chance of you getting some grains in there or losing some of your precious infused oil, though, are a lot higher. So grabbing some of these from an herbal store, a tea store, or from a large online company, definitely your better choice. Now it's time to add our emulsifying wax. And our emulsifying wax is solid at room temperature. It does need to get melted down, but if you just try to melt it directly in the microwave, it can scorch, smell bad. It doesn't melt down very easily and smoothly. So we're going with 1.8 ounces of emulsifying wax, and I am just measuring it directly into my turmeric oil. If you are manufacturing this for sale, good manufacturing practices would suggest that you actually weigh out your emulsifying wax in a second container before adding it to your main batch of oils, so that way you can double and triple check that you have the right amount of emulsifying wax for your recipe. Now I'm just going to go to the microwave and heat this in short 30-second bursts, stirring in between each time. I should add that I did dunk this in bleach water, a 5% bleach water solution before I got started to make sure I was working with a clean kitchen environment. Now that our emulsifying wax and our avocado oil are nicely melted together, it's time to add the rest of the ingredients. We're using Optiphen as a preservative. We'll add that at the very end because it does best at 160 degrees or below. I love using Optiphen though because it is fantastic for a wide variety of products with a large scale of pHs. We're doing 0.4 ounces of carrot seed extract, and this carrot seed is in fractionated coconut oil, and so that makes it really good for skin as well. Fantastic for this cleansing balm. And our Polysorbate 80, which remember is that secondary emulsifier, we're adding in. And I notice it's getting a little bit chunky at the bottom. That's okay. I'm just going to stir that up and let the natural heat of my melted avocado and emulsifying wax go ahead and melt that down. One of the things we want to make sure of is we don't want this to smell very strongly. We just want a nice, like, natural herbaceous smell. So we're just using 3 milliliters of this natural fragrance oil in the entire recipe. That's just 1 pipette worth basically. And then finally, I'm going to just give this a quick temperature check to make sure I'm below 160 before adding my Optiphen. Now, Optiphen is a really popular preservative because it also is formaldehyde-free, it's paraben-free, and it, interestingly enough, is also made with some emollients, so it helps with skin feel. So that's why it's so popular, especially for skincare products. All right, so I am actually at 124 now, so very, very good amount. And we're just going with 3 milliliters of that Optiphen. And then I'm gonna stir this all together, and then it's ready to pour into the jars. One thing that I like to do with this particular recipe is put all this into the freezer right away to help everything stay in suspension. If I let it sit out on the counter, especially in a more hot environment, the emulsifying wax is kind of prone to dropping out. So I like to just toss this right into the freezer right away. So have some freezer space cleared, especially if you're working in a hotter environment. And pouring it in, putting it right into the freezer, and then as soon as it's hard, you are ready to cap, and then you can give away, use yourself, or yes, sell. One of the things that I love to do is help entrepreneurs start their small businesses, and skincare is a great industry to be in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up below. I'd love to hear if you've made this solid cleansing balm or the other one at brambleberry.com. Remember, we have tons of skincare recipes there for free. And thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for being part of our community. Until next time, keep creating.